For me, it was my dad used to play trombone.
Really?
Yeah, he used to play trombone.
It's nice to know.
And for some reason, he decided he bought to buy a bass guitar, which he bought for £6.
Wow.
And at some point, I can't tell the exact point, but it ended up with me playing it.
Oh, good.
And that is why I chose the bass. And then it just grew from there. I got more interest in it and listened to a lot more music. And yeah, and it just grew. It was the most natural thing that I ever done. It just happened.
Nice. Okay.
Alvin?
Well, the truth of the matter is, I didn't start out to play bass. I wanted to learn guitar. And at church, we had, you would remember, Brother Messam.
Yes.
We had Brother Messam, an older gentleman playing guitar, and Brother Berry.
Yes.
would
Yeah,
play
remember
guitar,
Brother Berry,
yeah.
yeah.
And banjo, and a bit of bass. Well, he was very influential in encouraging me,
yes.
but I wanted to play guitar. So then in the younger groups now, we had like G. Brown that was playing, David Johnson that was playing, you had David Oliver, Josh, George Sinclair.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's quite a few guitarists.
That's right,
So
yes.
I imagine in my psyche that must have soaked in and I wanted to play guitar.
Yes.
So I learned a couple of chords on guitar, basically. Brother Berry, when he saw that I had an interest in bass, he would actually really, really encourage me.
Yes.
And a few times he even lent me his old top 20 bass.
Oh, yes.
So,
okay.
Because I never had a bass, couldn't afford one. You know what I mean? So kind of eventually just kind of eased over onto bass. But I just loved it because when I got my dad got me an acoustic guitar from Yardley's. Remember Yardley's?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
£11 with a little vinyl case in them times. But because I couldn't play any chords, I would just pick out notes on the bass strings and just kind of play little melodies. And with Brother Berry's encouragement and with him lending me his bass and stuff, it just kind of naturally
Progress.
put it over to there. Yeah.
Yes. Like yourself, yeah, Alvin, I'm pleased to hear you mention Brother Berry, Benjamin. Because he was my godfather.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And he taught me to play guitar. Right? I think I started in 1968. I think I was about age 9 years of age when I started. So he taught me to play the guitar and so on. And being in church with a lot of musicians is the name that you mentioned. But what I find very strange, because I said, yeah, I should really be a guitar player. But every time I go to church and I walk in and they see me coming, they put down the bass. I said, wait, it's like they try to teach me I can't play guitar. I don't know what it was, you know what I mean? But that wasn't happening, So that's how I picked up the bass. But I'm supposed to be a guitar player, right? But I enjoyed the fact that I picked up the bass and learned the bass, as I was going through. Well, I had a cousin that was playing double bass, John Aldred.
I was going to mention Brother John, Joseph's dad.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he used to play the double bass back in the days. And as a child, I used to laugh when I used to see him play because he's playing the bass and his mind used to...
Yeah, that's right, Lino.
when he's trying to fight him. It's true. I mean, as a child, we didn't laugh like it happened to me and everything like that, but I didn't take up that instrument until much later. But, I started off on the electric bass, but that's when my journey started, from guitar, to electric bass.
But I remember seeing you play guitar as well. Remember?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how I started. Learning chords and things like that. Developing my skills too. From there. But the bass stuck with me from.
Strange how we've all started with a guitar and then progressed.
Progress from there you go.
But can you imagine going to a church where you got Josh playing guitar? What was I thinking that I wanted to play guitar? With Josh there?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like, because he was already playing like George Benson. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're saying that now. I don't mean to go, but it's interesting that you said that because after church, Josh and myself, David, we used to stay behind church. And volume was to be high, way up there. We just used to jam away back in the day, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was amazing.
Well, it's the same thing with me. I remember my dad, I think it was my 9th birthday, and he says, what do you want for your birthday? I says, I want a guitar. So Dad went and bought a guitar and some lessons. A man called Brother White from UT was giving me lessons, showing me how to. But I struggled with the chords, and then Trevor got to it really quickly, started learning, and then I remember going to a program, or it was a program or church, and I see this guy playing this thing with 4 strings. I couldn't believe it. And he was really into it because he did little bits and he played away, and I thought, that's what I want.
Yes.
I want to play bass.
Yes.
And that was my first experience with bass. And I thought, that's it for me.
Excellent, excellent, absolutely.